Hey, what's up guys, Dennis the Man 262 here. I'm back for another scripting tutorial. In today's video we're going to be making a basic mission involving a shipping crate, as you can see the background video. If you do enjoy this video, please like, and if you're not subscribed, I know a decent amount actually aren't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. A lot of new videos coming and a lot of teasers, all of that, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. For last time we typed in DLL, we got class library.net framework project for creating C# class library DLL. So we want to choose this one. And in this episode, what I'm going to be showing you guys is a basic mission setup. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And also some other things to do with positions and all of that. So we'll just call this, I'll just call it mission tutorial, like that, and create. Now in last episode it was just really basic stuff to do with vehicles and such. This I'm gonna mess around with some blips and other things. So alright, if you do not have the template as from last video, I'll leave it in the description again, but let's just paste this in here. And as always, let's put in our name. We'll call it mission tutorial, just like that. Okay, now we need to add our references. Now I'm going to go and choose system.windows.forms. Where is it? We'll just choose this one. Alright, I'm going to browse, and I'm going to also choose, hopefully this works. Alright. Now if that script hook doesn't work, so if you're using script hook .NET 3, then you need to use the script hook v.net 3.dll file. If you're using 2, then use 2. But that's pretty much how you get past some problems when compiling. Let me just go and build this and see if we get any errors. The script will do nothing at the moment, it'll just be that, so we didn't have any issues and it just built fine. Okay, so first of all, when it comes to missions, what you want to do is you want to do it in a sort of switch index. I don't know the correct C# term, but that's pretty much how you want to do it. So right here below our class, our main class, we want to do we want to make a new integer, and we want to name this anything. So I'm going to just call it mission index, just like that. Now this will be, and we'll set this to -1 as default. And how this will work, this is going to be a sort of mission handler. There's many ways you can do this. You can make this an enum, but I'm going to leave it as this just for the moment. So now what I like to do is I'll bind it to a button. So if e.keycode, so pretty much this is how you detect if someone presses a button. This does not have controller support. There's a different way to do it for controller support, and I can show you that later on in this video. So basically I'm going to do if e.keycode equals keys dot, and I'm going to choose numpad. We'll choose numpad 1 because that isn't used by any trainers. Alright, now what I want to do is I'm going to go mission tutorial, and since it was set as -1 up here, we want to change this to -1. I'll explain what this will do in a sec, and we'll go right into that. So right here we want to do switch, space, and then we want to write our mission index, and then just format it like that. Now we want to do case 0, case 0, like that. Case 0, like that. Now we can type break in here, or we can type it out here, but it doesn't really matter. As long as you're typing above the break, it doesn't matter. But I'm just going to put it down here for the moment. So in here, this is everything we want to do for this case in the mission. So I'll explain this a bit better in a second. Let me just add some more case indexes, like that, like this 20. The reason I'm not going up by 0, 1, 2 is because oftentimes when you're creating a mission, if you wanted to add a point in between 0 and 1, you can't, as it's an integer, so you need to set it, and it cannot be a float when it's an index like this. So what I'd like to do is I make this 10, 20, I like to go in tens, so if I ever need to add something in between these two steps of the mission, I can always just go step 5 instead of 10. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully you guys got my explanation then. So pretty much what I want to do starting off is, right now you can see it's -1. So when it's -1, none of this will actually work. Actually, let me add something in as well. Let me call this will be a bool, and I'm going to call this mission active. Now this will stop any of this running if it's set to false. So we'll set this to equal false by default because we don't want the mission to be running. In here we're going to go if mission active, like that. So if it is that. Now if you wanted to do the opposite of mission active, if you set this to true by default, then you would just do obviously exclamation point at the start. So, but just ignore that. Alright. So down here we'll also need to add mission active like that equals true. So now when the mission active is true, all of this will run. So also it sets it to that. So let's get started. So we'll go into the game. Actually, before we do that as well, I need to add another thing so that we can grab our position. Now I have my actual own sort of code for this, but I'll show you how you do it just so it'll help you with mission stuff. So there's many ways you can do it. First off, you can go in game, bring up menu in the sprinter, F9, go down to the bottom, manual placement after you click on your player, and then it will show you your position with X, Y, and Z. So like that. But oftentimes you want an easier way to do that. So if we go if e.keycode equals keys.num, actually we'll choose numpad 7. Hopefully that isn't taken up by anything. So now if we do this, what we want it to do is we want to do UI. This will make it so it's easy to grab our position. What is going on? UI dot what? UI dot. Oh, they must have changed it. Okay. Well, I'll need to. Wait, how does it work? Does it have world? Yeah, it does. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this reference back over here, because I don't usually use this actually, I just did it for the video, but turns out you'll probably actually need to just use an old version of scripthook v2, yeah, like just that. Because what I want to do now is I want to do ui.notify, and I also want to put in here our position. So right here, I'm going to do X, like that, and now I'll make it easy for us to understand. So I'll just do float xpos equals game.player.character.position.x, like that. Then I'll copy this and do it for both other ones. So I'm going to do Y and Z, like this. So now we have a variable for each, and oftentimes you also want to grab the position of the heading rather of our character. So we'll do game.player.character.heading. Now we often won't have to use heading, but I'll just include it anyway. So now it has X like that, and then we also want to do plus X position like that. Then we want to do plus again. Then we'll do Y. Actually, we'll do a space. Then we'll do Y like that. Then we'll do plus Y position like that. then we'll do another plus, then we'll go space Z position like that, and another plus Z position just like that. And also forgot about the heading. Let's call it H like that, plus heading. Alright, sorry, I'm a bit sniffy today. Alright, so it looks something like this. So now when we press numpad 7 in game, it should notify us in the bottom corner of our position. So this makes it quite easy for us to, let me just go into, well, obviously you just have to install it, but you would understand what I mean. So every time you click numpad 7 in game, I'll actually just try it just for the video, but yeah. This video will be a bit longer because I just want, there's a few things I need to show some of you guys how to do. Alright, so give me a minute. Alright. So once you've compiled it, you'll have obviously all of this, and you'll have your debug folder in your bin inside of the repository, and then you can just drag this into your game scripts folder. Now once in game, if you're using scripthook v3, scripthook v.net 3 rather, you want to click F4 and type reload like that. Now once our script is reloaded, click F7, you can see we got the notification down below of our position. So we can copy that down for later on when we need to get a position, like when we need to write down a position or something. And you can also go over to brief, and you can go down to notifications, and you can see that I have the position right there. So if you ever need to go back and look at it. Alright. So I already have a script that does this for me and copies it to a notepad, so I can easily just copy down the position right there. It's already formatted for me. That will be in another video, as it is a little bit complex, but it's not too complex. It just makes things a lot easier. So we can comment this out by doing Control K and then C, but obviously if you want to keep it in there, you can keep it in there. Okay, so now to the actual mission stuff. So the first thing that we want to do for the mission, there's a few things we want to do. We want to create a blip, and probably that's about it, just for the moment. So we can do this. We want to create a blip variable. We want to go blip, and we'll call this one mission blip, just like this. So it's a script-wide variable that can be accessed at any point. So we'll call this one, we'll actually set it, so we'll call mission blip equals, I think it's world.create blip, yep, I'm correct. And then we want to get the position. So right now I'm going to, I think I'll make a script where you have to go to a shipping container. So I'll grab this position right here. So with my script that I have, you can copy that down from the notification, but I actually have, as I told you, the script that automatically saves the position, like so. Now I want to create, so as we can see, if we hover over create blip, it will tell us that we need a vector 3 position. So what that tells us is we have to create a new vector 3 like this, and then we have to paste our position in there. We can't just go X, Y, and Z. We have to do it in a vector 3 class, because that's what the create blip function requires. So that should create the blip like that. Now what we want to do is we want to, first of all, I'm going to just make sure that the actual blip exists. So we're going to do if mission blip dot exists. We'll do that. Then we want to, in here we want to do everything with that blip. So mission blip dot sprite. You always have to set the sprite before you set the color, because otherwise the color will it just won't work, because every time you change the sprite automatically changes it to white. So we'll go here and we'll do I'll just choose airport, just as an example, although airport isn't a good blip to choose. I'll just do it anyway. There's many sort of documentation websites that will show you all of the blips and their corresponding ID values. So this will I'll link this in the description if I don't forget, but you can choose any of these blips. So actually I prefer number 478 for this. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, because scripthookv.net, it does not actually really I can't just do 478. It doesn't really work that way. So either I can go blip sprite like this, and I can peak definition, and then in here I type 478. So now we know that this one is special cargo. So we can do just blip.special cargo like that, or we can go this and we can do 478 if I'm not mistaken. Actually no, it's the other way around. Like this. Alright, so I'm going to leave it as that, but you can always just peek the definition and find that. Alright, so then I also want to do mission blip dot color dot equals rather blip color dot, and I'm going to choose, I'll just choose a blue like that. Now I also want to do mission blip dot we'll choose show route. Oh crap, it's not run. Show route like this. And now because this yeah, it's a set, so we have to do it as true like this. So this will basically make it a waypoint like that. So now to escape out of this, because we don't want this to be a loop, that's a really bad thing. We don't want it to all loop through like constantly and make an infinite amount of blips. So what we want to do is after this we want to go mission equals, so we want to do mission index equals 10, because 10 is our next index. Now if you don't do a mission index like that, it will just keep looping through this and create like a crap ton of blips until you can't create any more blips, because the game maxes out at like 1,000 or some blips. Okay, so once I have this, I want to, in this next one, I want to do if game dot player dot character dot distance to, sorry, position dot distance to, and then I've changed my mind. I actually want to make this a variable that can be accessed. So if I go up here and I do vector 3, and I'll choose this create position like that equals new vector, and that's all of that. So that's our position. Now in here I can just do create position, create position like such, and also here. Now in here, so this will get the distance between the two, and if our distance is less than, and we'll choose, I say less than 10, we'll do a UI.notify, and we'll go steal the contents from the container like such. Now also in here, we don't want this to loop. We don't want this to just constantly loop. So there's a few things I want to do before I end that. So I'm going to do mission blip we'll actually copy this. So if mission, look at that. Then we'll do mission blip dot alpha equals 0. Alpha is basically the transparency. It goes from 0 to 255, and we also want to remove it. The reason that I'm setting the alpha to 0 and removing it is sometimes that blips that aren't actually set on entities have problems getting removed. So oftentimes this usually fixes the problem if I do alpha and remove. Okay. So now what I want to do also is I want to do, after it tells me that, I also want to change my mission index. So we'll go mission index equals 20, like that. And now in here, I'm actually going to add the reference called, I think it's system, using system dot drawing. Oh, no, what am I doing? System dot drawing. That, and then I need to add the reference over here, and then change it to that. Okay, so what this allows us to do is basically draw a sort of cylinder on the ground of such. And actually, I just realized I shouldn't actually be removing that, rather. Sorry if you guys typed that out. We want to be mission blip dot show root equals false, and there's also need to do this mission blip dot name equals shipping container. That. Alright. Now in here we also want to do I think it's world dot draw marker, I'm pretty sure. Okay, now here we want to marker type, we want to do cylinder, vertical cylinder, like that. Position, we want to do our create position. We want to, and if you don't create a variable for create position, what you would do, you would paste in this right here. So world.draw marker, marker type, vertical cylinder, create position, and what else do we require? We need the direction. I don't think direction really matters, so we'll do new vector 3. I might be mistaken though. We'll just set these to 0. That. Next we have the rotation. Vector 3. Rotation will not matter. And then here we want to do 0, 0, 0. And now we need to make one for the scale, so we can see how this works, the new vector 3 for scale. So it's pretty much just think of it as a cube almost. So if I do 1 and 2 and then like 2, this is the length, the width, and the height. So if it's a circle, you obviously want the length and the width to be the same, otherwise it will become an oval. So with this, I'm going to set this as I'd say 1.5, and also 1.5 for this one. And for the height, I'd probably choose 0.3 for this one. Actually, 0.5. Alright. Now we can always change that if it doesn't look that good. So after scale, we also need color, so we need color dot from ARGB, and we can choose the ARGB color that we want. So I'm going to choose I'm going to make it all blue, so 0, 0, and blue. So we're going to choose 255, like that. So that should draw the marker. Now one thing I must note when it comes to markers, they need to be drawn on a loop. So as you can see, once this sets it to 20, this will just loop because there's nothing getting out of the loop. Now to get it out of the loop, what we want to do is we want to do if game.player.character.distance2 it's position, sorry, dot distance2, and then we're going to choose our create position as such, and we're going to choose less than, and we can choose the size of our marker. So currently it's 1.5, so we'll do 1.5 like that. Alright, and okay, then we'll do if game.player.character sorry, it's actually game.is control just pressed. Now this first number, don't really ask why, but it just needs to be 2. Then we need to do GTA.control. Now GTA.control are all the controls. This can include controller support for us, but pretty much it it allows us to like detect whether controller like button is pushed or something like that. So as you can see, it has all these buttons like look behind, parachute open. So the one that we really want to look for is context. Now you may be wondering, what is context? Well, context is E button, pretty much. It's the button that the game uses to interact with stuff. So we'll do that. And now when this is pressed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of this loop, and I'm going to do mission index like this. Alright, and we're going to set this to 30 like this. Now once this case, and we'll go 30. Remember, you always need the break. I accidentally got rid of that break there. Okay, so right now there's a problem with this. We aren't actually telling the player to press the E button. They won't know what to do. So what I'm going to link to in the description is something by Jedi Josh. You may know him. He is a very well-known modder, I guess, and he made this forum post a while back in 2015 sharing his code for how to do the notification thing on the top. So pretty much we'll just need to copy this function here. Now how this we'll go down here, and as we can see right below on key down, so just follow this line, don't accidentally put it in here, put it right below it, so here, and we'll paste our function called display help text this frame. Now I'm going to add this, and we're going to type credit to Jedi Josh for this function. Alright, so now what we're going to want to do, we will go back here, right under, well, right actually above this game.is control just press, we want to do display help text this frame, and we want to type press and then a button, so we're going to do E to steal the contents. I'll just say that. Now there's also another thing wrong with this. You can see that this E won't always work because someone can change their context button in game and it won't be E again. So what we do in here is we go over here, back over to display help text this frame, right here, and as we scroll up, these are all of the sort of like names for them. So if we look at, if we search for context, you can see that it's just input context. Now to make this show as the actual button thing in game, we need to do, I think it's, that's not tilde, but that's like a squiggly, anyway, it's the button below escape. You do that and another one. So this will show our E button in game, or our right D-pad if you're on controller. Now, once this is pressed, then it'll send it here. Then what I want to do is I'm going to do I'll write UI.notify script. What am I doing? Searching the container. Look at that. And I'm going to do script.wait. Now this will cause a pause in the code. It will wait for a certain amount of milliseconds. So 1000 milliseconds is equal to 1 second. So I'm going to make it wait, I think 5 seconds, like that. And what I want to do is I want to do, I'll make that 3 seconds. I'll do game.player.character.freeze position is true. Actually no, this needs to be above. Look at that. And then once it has that timers came, then we'll go and set this to mission index 40, and we'll also unfreeze our character. Oh, copy that rather than that, and then we'll set this to false. Okay, so we'll also add that searching container. Now we'll go mission. We'll go case 40. I accidentally got rid of the break. That was at the bottom of that as well. Okay. And then here, there's a few things I want to do. I want to create a new function right here. So, what this can do, this can give variety to your mod, I guess, creating a function that can have a random outcome. So what I want to do is I want to create a void function. We might change this to a number in the future, I don't know, but for the moment it's void. All you need to know what a void is, it's just a function that doesn't actually return a value. It just runs the code. If that's what you're wondering. If you come from something like Python language, then you won't know what a void is, but just know that it's a function that it's just a sort of placeholder thing. I don't know. Alright. So in here I'm going to do choose random reward. Now this is going to be the name of our function, and I'm just going to do that. We're not going to pass anything into the function, it's just going to be a basic function. Why am I having some problems with this? What's going on? Void choose random reward. Alright, there we go. I don't know what was going on, we had some problems just there, like, but yeah. So in here I want to create an integer, and we're going to call it, I don't know, we'll call it random choice, like that. Actually, no, that's not a function, I don't know what I'm doing. And then here we want to do function dot call. Now these are all the native functions that are in the game. These are what what's it called? Let me just find the name. Native DB. That's what our native DB is for. That's where we can find the names of stuff and all of that. So in here we also want to type hash dot get random int in range, and now the range is going to be from 0 all the way to 100. Now realistically we should set this to 101, but it's fine just at the moment to leave it to 100, because it will choose a number between 0 and right below the top number, so it will be 0 and 99. So if we really wanted to, we could set this to 101, but that doesn't matter. Now you'll see we'll get an underline. You may be really confused as to why this happens, but it's because this won't actually return a value. This is just set as a void at the moment. So what we need to do right after the call, right after it says call, we want to do two little arrows like this, and we want to type int, so we'll return an int value. Now once that is done, it will choose a random number for us, and in here we can actually make a, actually I'm going to do it now. So we'll do similar to up here where we have our mission index. We can actually go in here and we can do switch, and we can choose random choice like this. However, that actually won't work. Sorry, we need to do if, and we'll need to choose random choice is greater than 50. We'll just choose this. If it's greater than 50, then we will do game.player.money plus equals. So this is basically sort of, there's no, it's pretty much plus equal is the same as this. So rather than running this twice, it's just this. So I'm going to choose, I'm going to create another int, and I'm going to make another random choice, and this one is going to be random money, like this. And we can go int, that's correct, and we'll set this to $100,000 like that. And then we'll obviously use this value right here. And finally element notify, and we're going to put you found $, and then we'll put plus, and we'll do random money like that. Just like that. Okay, that looks good. And I'm just butting in here after I was editing the video, and I realized that there was a problem with some of the code when it came to rewarding the player with money. You can see in the video I had it like this as a equals plus. This actually needs to be a plus equals rather, because otherwise you can see that in the video it actually takes money away from me rather than, and it sets my money to equal that random amount rather than actually adding it. So just know that it needs to be plus equal, not equals plus. And also if random choice is less than or equal to 50, choose you found I don't know actually I'll choose if this is greater than 30. We'll change this to 30. Look at that, and we'll do UI.notify you found nothing of value. Now the reason that I didn't actually make this 0 to 2, just so it could be 50-50, is because you can obviously make as many things in here as you want to add, pretty much. So, and also you can edit the probability as you go if it's set to 100 as well. So that's my main reason. So back up here, we want to, so once we're in here, I'm going to do choose random award, that's our function that we just made, and then I'm going to set it to, I think we're going to just end that there, and we're going to also set active equals false. What else do I need to add? I need to remove our marker. Sorry if you hear heaps of birds in the back. Apologize for that. And we're going to set this to remove equals, and that's a function, so we just do that. Now that should pretty much be set for that. We have a function numpad1. Alright, so let's go up here to build, and we'll build our solution. Now you'll know if it built if the output box has no problems and it says succeeded. So we can go to our scripts and we can go to our debug. We want to drag this in here, click replace, and now once we're in game, we need to click F4 if you're using scripthook.v.net v3, and we can reload this. And otherwise, if you're using v2 of scripthook.v.net, you want to click insert to reload your scripts. If you don't have the insert button, then I recommend downloading v3. So we'll run all the way over here, so we're far enough away. We'll click numpad 1. You can see that we have our blip on our map. Tells us shipping container. We can head over. See if we'll have any problems with our marker. So our marker draws. It does look a bit ugly, but that's it well. Now if we walk into the circle, you can see it tells us to steal the contents. So we'll click E, searching the container. Wow, we found $89,000. And then now there's no longer the marker on the map, except that's my bodyguard right there. That's his marker. So you can see that's how that works pretty much. So this was a really basic script, no animations in this. I might get into animations in the next episode, and then possibly synchronized animations, but that is really advanced, I must say. But yeah. So obviously we can make some changes to what we had over here for the marker. So I wasn't really happy with the color of the marker and the size. I'm going to set this to just going to make this 1. I'll make this 2, but I'm still going to leave our this here to 1.5 because I don't want it to make it too small. And I also want to set this, I think, to like 1.160, and I'll change this to 160, so our color will be a little bit different. And yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Credit to Jedi Josh for this function, obviously. If you guys have any suggestions for the next episode, sorry about this video actually taking so long to make. I've been doing other stuff, as you guys probably know. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and yeah, I appreciate it. So yeah, thank you guys. See ya.